Hello again everyone, Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Chiron conjunct the moon in a natal horoscope. As most of you know, Chiron is associated with what we generally will emphasize or accentuate with others, and it can be to our detriment to some degree, because often we neglect this area in our own lives. And I think a lot of this is attributed to overcompensation due to the fact that we're emphasizing this sector in life so strongly with others that we often neglect our own needs in this area of our life. I look at Chiron as similar to a generational planet, even though it's perceived by most as an asteroid or a planetoid. Chiron will traverse a sign on average for 4 to 5 years approximately, and thus I give it more significance and weight in terms of the house that it's in as opposed to the sign that it's in, though the sign that it's in will flavor Chiron's impact on the person in their horoscope. Now, anyway, the first thing with the Chiron moon conjunction, this may be a person that maybe has or had compatibility issues with the mother. There may have been a lack of rapport, maybe to some degree. Maybe this person felt that he or she wasn't nurtured as strongly as he or she should have been. In a woman's chart, in some isolated cases, especially if Chiron receives predominantly negative aspects, it could indicate maybe difficulty with maybe one childbirth anyway, perhaps with children in general for men and women. Perhaps there were some compatibility issues maybe with their children, or even children that might not be necessarily, I would say children in general, but probably more so with the as far as their own children. Now, this could be a person that may be very sensitive to ridicule and criticism, similar to, I guess we could say, a Cancer native or a personality. I should know, as most of you know, I'm a Cancer and I have a stellium in Cancer as well. The thing about this is this person that has this placement may feel that they didn't receive maybe the compassion and sympathy that they needed, perhaps especially early on in life from the mother. And the mother, they might perceive the mother as someone that wasn't perhaps sympathetic to their needs as much as she should have been. Now, this person, as far as helping others, can be very nurturing and compassionate and sympathetic. This could be a person that may be able to help others with their emotional wounds, though at the same time this person may have received quote-unquote emotional, well, not quote-unquote, really, actually emotional wounds literally, and may have difficulty dealing with them and even recovering from them to some degree, and it might be a battle, like a perpetual battle that they have to deal with during the course of their life. Now, this could be, a lot of it depends on the house placement. Now, let's say that somebody has their Chiron conjunct the moon in the 6th house of health. Now, this could be somebody that might have succumbed to some ill health, or maybe dealt with somebody that was debilitated, but more likely themselves, and may still be dealing with some emotional wounds from it. Maybe this person had some difficulties at work. Perhaps there was this person might, for example, might have to work very hard, very laboriously, put in a lot of hours, and may be suffering some kind of emotional wound to this to some degree. Now, if the let's say the Chiron conjunct the moon is in the 4th house, now this would be somebody. This is kind of like a double whammy, because not only is it conjuncting, they have Chiron conjuncting the moon, which rules Cancer. It's also, if they have it in the 4th house, this could be somebody that might have family wounds, or perhaps something, and or with the mother, that might be something that they're having difficulty with. This person might be able to help others with emotional wounds that were associated with the home and family, but may have difficulty in doing so for his or herself. Now, one more example I can give. Let's say the conjunction takes place in the second house. This could be somebody that might have some dealing with some emotional wounds connected with perhaps self-esteem or their self-worth, or something connected with monetary matters in general and income generated. This might be somebody that might have or had financial fluctuations and had maybe some instability as far as money goes, and might either have some emotional wounds that they're currently dealing with, or had some early on in their life. So basically, it's about, as I've stated before with Chiron, it's important to remember that if you could help others in whatever Chiron, whatever placement and it's connected with the house placement and the sign that it's in and aspects, and however you can help them, others in their lives utilizing Chiron, just try to do that for yourself and be your own mentor, and I think that's the key. And it's about confronting the issues associated with Chiron. If you know, if you have fundamental grasp of Chiron and astrology and things that are associated with the house placement, the sign it's in, and aspects, you already won half the battle. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for Chiron conjunct the moon in a natal horoscope. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be talking about Chiron sextile or trine the moon in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.